there appear to be many overweight coaches in the NFL. Which one of the NFL's coaches should be on The Biggest Loser?
Right now?
Right now. Now, it's a lot of big ones. Now, you got to be careful. It's a lot.
Be careful about what?
It's a lot of overweight coaches.
Man, if you're overweight, you're overweight. Watch what you eat.
Who you think?
Number one, Rex Ryan. I hate to say it.
Rex.
Coach Reed. I know you've been struggling with this, with the nibbles. You know, every now and then you were nibbling. You were nibbling when I was there. It seemed like you're nibbling more.
Sports, and more sports on every level, from the 4-year-old little tykes to the 50 to 60-year-old old-timers leagues. Sports are popular and beneficial to those seeking to stay active. Leadership plays an important role in how effective a team is, stretching far beyond the call of plays and the set of players on the field. Is the much neglected and overlooked issue of obesity. A player is only as good as his or her coach, and many coaches fail to incorporate the lead by example motto when interacting with the many youth that follow their direction. While fans and many coaches tend to praise the big, bulky 275 to 325-pound pro ball players, and parents of recreational athletes gawk at the sight of a 185-pound 10-year-old on the football field, they are lacking to acknowledge the many underlying health issues. Age is not a factor for diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, and a higher percentage rate of injury, as these are all serious health problems directly linked to obesity.
Yes, ma'am, I do feel like it's very important because it is very hard to explain to a child or to explain to anybody how to go cross-body and pull an arm or a limb as far as wrestling, or to tell a person how to actually run and what they're doing wrong. To be physically fit in sports, most of the first period in any sport is pure skill. From the third period on, it is definitely your physical structure and your will and a desire and a means to be able to continue past your physical ability. The coach's leadership is very important because that's first off, that's who your protector is when you enter into the battlefield, whether it's on a football field, a wrestling mat, or in front of a large crowd. So to have that trust and that faith that coach really has that ability to carry you further than you carry yourself is very important. The most important factor for an athlete is, I gotta say, being mentally tough. I say mentally tough because it's very difficult for us to be able to move past our means. It's very difficult for us to realize our body is failing, and then we have to push forward. So I think that's the most important part.
All right.
Typically, the proof of what a coach says is exhibited through the physique they keep, or it makes their instruction look more valid if it looks like they have remnants of doing the same or similar things. So I think it's important. Depending on how far removed they may be from participating in the sport competitively, there's a certain range per se. But large in part, it helps to see a physique that's reminiscent that they actually did the sport that they're actually coaching the youngins in. So. It could range from the sport, but ultimately speaking, as long as the coach is not, for lack of better words, obese, I think that's a good thing because it shows that one, he values health through his own physical structure, if you will.
So you believe in the practice what you preach theory?
Definitely.
I'm Peacock, and I play basketball and football. Respect from my coach is like, I expect him to do that, the demonstrations out because if he can't do it, then I don't know how to do it, which means I'm gonna get yelled out for doing it wrong. It's like the heavier coach, he can't do the demonstrations because like he can't run as fast or he can't do them right. But versus the fitter coach because he can actually do them and he like has no problem. He won't lose his breath as quickly.
The following clips convey the implications of obesity and leadership in today's media.
You're not serious, are you? Tell me you're not serious.
Foot is turning out. I want everyone to watch. Dawn Starter was called into my class.
May I speak to you a minute?
No, in person.
I want to speak to you. You don't throw my kid out of class. I paid for class.
She's not dressed appropriately.
I'm looking at every single kid out here, Abby. They all look like children. Isn't that crazy that children look like children? She's dressed appropriately.
You're the minister.
Yes, I am a minister. Let's play the Bible game, Abby. When Jesus saw things that were wrong, he went after it. And I'll tell you what, you're not going to do this to my kid.
Out of the ring. Out. Out. Reagan, goodbye. Out. Out.
You're not throwing her out.
Oh, yes, I am. And you with her. Go.
No, you're not.
Yes. Every week we put the trash out. Go.
Then take yourself out because you're the biggest piece of trash there is.
You cannot take acrobatic class in socks.
We're in the post here. We don't want to take away our ability to cut rim, but we'd have to angle the cut more to the middle of the floor. So for example, two had the ball, and he was being defended by someone who, go ahead, jumped to the ball laterally, or worse yet, he's defended by a head turner. He still has the opportunity to cut rim, but he has to take his cut down the middle to the midline.
Many may claim to be coaches and are under the assumption that to be a coach only requires the verbal ability to teach, but they are far from the truth. Successful coaching requires not only the credentials and certifications, including but not limited to first aid, AED, CPR, and NYSCA, but also the physical ability to show members how to properly and safely execute moves and drills. Imperative to the technique is the ability to avoid injury both during practice and during the games. Organizations that provide coaches to lead sport teams would benefit from offering services that would assist in not only encouraging but also incentives geared towards health and fitness. While we don't want to exclude anyone from contributing to the youth and the importance of physical activity, we do want those accepting the title of coach to not only meet the expectation of winning games, but also to set an expectation for the players to maintain good health and work to remain physically fit.